being single kind of sucks sometimes. But there were some things that people told us or that we learned when we were single that did help us a lot to both handle just being single and how lame that is, and also what to look for in a person to date and then hopefully marry. So we're gonna share all of our wisdoms, like everything that was actually helpful for us when we were single. So why don't you go first?
Yeah, totally. First thing that I picked up was that you should look for someone who loves the Lord.
What?
Yes.
Never heard that one.
And reason being is because we're messy and we're broken, and we are going to need someone who understands what it is to love unconditionally. They're not going to be able to do it perfectly, but finding someone who has received God's love and who loves God is going to have the best chance at loving you well.
Yeah.
Especially when you mess up, because Lord knows we all mess up. I think that you can only love someone as much as you have first received love. Like as a teacher in my classroom right now, I have a phrase that I'm teaching them that is, you are loved and made to love. And the first key point is that you are loved.
Right.
And that is the most important thing that you should look for in someone else, right? Do they know they're loved, and do they love God?
Right. Yeah, because, non-Christians love their partners the best that they can. But the issue is on almost every relationship in your life, there are some conditions on it. And I think that's how a lot of especially non-Christian relationships become very transactional, is because your source of love is just the other person, and so it becomes but I need you to do this so that I can love you well, and then but then if your source is external from the relationship and it's also completely unconditional, has no problem giving you everything that you need, then it makes it so much easier to overflow and to give that out. And I was watching Bryce Crawford's podcast one time when Carl Lentz was on, and then Bryce does this thing at the end of every podcast where he asks his married guests, what's one piece of advice you would give me? Carl Lentz said something important to note, because he described two different people. One person is, he's a Christian, and he's trying really hard to, be the best boyfriend, husband, whatever, really trying to do everything right. But then he compared it to this other guy who is confident that God loves him, confident who God made him to be, and is living out of that. And so he asked, who do you think is actually going to be the better boyfriend? Someone who knows how to do all the right things, but is doing it because I feel like this is what it means to be a godly man, and this is what it feels like to do everything right. Who's actually going to be a better boyfriend? It's a person that's coming from that steady confidence, instead of someone who's trying really hard to check off all the boxes, which is something I did. This is something I wanted to do. It's something I felt like I had to do in order to be acceptable. Yes, you're looking for someone who loves the Lord, but you're also looking for someone who knows that they are loved by the Lord.
Absolutely.
Now, the first thing that I want to tell you that helped singleness not feel like complete torture is actually something Mike Todd said it might have been one of his relationship goals sermons, which, by the way, if you haven't seen his relationship series, it's the best one I've seen, and I've seen all of them because I was single for a very long time. But one of the things he said was don't just wait for your partner,
Yep, twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, just
passively.
Oh, yeah, when are they gonna come? Oh,
Woe
man.
is me.
God, yeah, being a victim. Instead of just waiting, be waiting. Don't wait until you have a partner to live out what you feel like God's calling you to do. But there's also an element to don't passively wait for your partner, in the sense that you're not working on yourself before they come. Because any time that God has given you before your partner, as much as it sucks and it can be really lonely and you don't even know if they're coming, but any time that God has given you is a gift that you should use to work stuff out and develop good habits so that your partner, who you will have one day, can benefit from that and will enjoy that. And so that includes really basic stuff like working out, taking care of yourself, getting your finances together. I'm actually doing a whole series right now on trying to get all these different things together before our wedding in 6 months. And as long as I waited for her, because I waited like 7 years for her, but there's still stuff that I wish I had figured out before we got together, just because it would have been easier for us. And so make it easier on yourself by working on that stuff now. The people I know that have been long-term single for the longest time, it's less of the spiritual God just hasn't dropped the one on my front doorstep. It's more like they just haven't done these practical things that would even make them appealing to other people. And like whatever partner you're gonna have, they should love you for your insides and your heart and soul, because you're precious child of God, and everyone is like worthy of love in that sense. But like, don't judge a book by its cover and all that, but that's what covers are there for. And it's an uncomfortable truth that we don't like to face, especially in like Christian discussions of dating, just because, you know, people can go into really like condemning, like I'm ugly, I'm worthless and stuff. And like, if you're going there, that's not the right place to go. But it's not like these things don't matter at all when you're trying to find someone.
Totally. And everyone carries beauty, right? It's just like,
absolutely.
Take care of that.
Yeah.
Right? And put your best foot forward.
Yeah. You're not trying to make yourself worthy of a partner.
Yeah. It's like, I'm thinking about something like a beautiful piece of china that has, if you just let it carry dust, you're just going to think it's some random old plate and it's whatever, right? But dust that plate off, wow. Like, the plate didn't change. It was still this.
Nice china. It's so Chinese.
Right.
Yeah.
My second point was actually a piece of advice that I got from my mom, and she said, look for your best friend. And I found my best friend. And I think that when you're looking for someone, you're also looking for someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
And that better be someone that you enjoy, someone that you can talk to, someone that you can trust, and someone that you can, like, if something goes wrong, you'll be like, man, I just want to go talk to my best friend. Right. And that's how I feel right now with you. It's like, I don't know, little things. I see a duck. I just want to tell him about it. Because because he's my best friend, and like I can just bring that kind of stuff to him, right? And then when I'm having fun and I'm out and about and I'm doing things that are just enjoyable and bring connection, I want to share that with him. Yeah. Right? And I think that's hard to find, but it's not impossible, right? And it's like you find someone that, you know, your personalities go well with and that you're able to share all of that.
Yeah.
It's important.
One thing that I heard recently, when you're choosing a spouse, like you're choosing someone that's probably going to help you grieve the death of your parents. And I'm like, that helps you choose very differently. Because I think people end up not marrying their like best friend or someone that they really have a good friend connection with because they're hot, because they're attractive. But look, most of life isn't just doing it 24/7. It's just like the boring.
Did you eat today?
Did you eat today? Like after work, tired conversations and like weekend errands. That's a lot of time together, and like you need to be friends. And so you need to have a lot of like values in common.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the second thing that I have that will make being single a lot easier is that there truly is no such thing as the one, at least not how it's like been described to us in like media, or even some churches kind of teach that, you know, God gives you the one, and if they die or if they cheat or if they abuse you, then like you're done. No more love for you, because
there's the one and it's gone.
There's the one and it's gone. Sucks to suck, you know? But like the truth of the matter is that you can make marriage work with almost anyone if you have that foundation of we love Jesus, we love each other, and we're committed, and we are both committed to like growing into people who will be good spouses. And just I think like constantly looking for the one will just have you in analysis paralysis a lot, because I think often we think of the one as like, okay, this is the person that like life is just going to be the easiest with. It's almost like we're looking for like a promise of less pain.
Yeah.
But just to speak personally, we were in each other's lives for 7 years, and God had actually told me that she was it, and it was still what 4 or 5 years of just a lot of ups and downs, a lot of breakups, and like it really sucked, and it really made me feel like God was playing games with me, like he was like teasing me, or it just made me like question if I was hearing him wrong at all, and if I'm hearing him wrong, then like how can I like trust that I'm hearing anything, right? And so like that can cause a lot of torment when you're single. But the truth is, we just had like very practical things that we needed to work out. Like she went to therapy, I went to therapy, and like
Therapy.
Yes, therapy's good. And like it's not that like the issues were like dynamics between us. It's not like there was a lot of like bad conflict or anything. Like there still isn't. But yeah, it was just a lot of personal stuff that we both had to work on in order to be like the one for each other. And so like
Be the one you're looking for is looking for. Yeah, and I think that like sometimes when you're in relationship with someone, no matter who it is, the closer you get to that person,
you're right.
You're gonna get triggered. Stuff's gonna come up from your past. And I find that sometimes people, like the moment they start feeling anxiety or fear, like, oh, that's not the person for me, gotta go.
Yeah, well, because I hear really stupid advice, like, if you're really with the one, you're gonna just feel perfect about it. And like, for a lot of people, that's true. But if you are just an anxious person and you're trying to make like the biggest decision of your life, the biggest commitment of your life, and you're with someone who's like the closest another human being has ever really been to you, then of course you're gonna feel some anxiety about it. So yeah, that's not always very good advice and very often unhelpful.
And my third piece of advice that I have received actually from listening to podcasts, look for someone who's emotionally healthy. Because I find that, you know, if you've done the work and you're emotionally healthy and then you find someone who isn't so emotionally healthy, it's going to be hard to drag that person or to teach that person how to communicate well, how to love you well, how to love themselves well. You can't do that for another person. And you could die trying. Because at the end of the day, like sometimes we end up wanting to fix someone else or trying to be in relationship with them and they're not there yet. Actually, that might mean that you're still got some healing to do if you're in a relationship or looking for someone to be something that they can't be for you. But I think just to speak to us, like when we first started dating, both of us weren't at the level of emotional health that we are today, and it showed. And it wreaked havoc on our dynamic, on our relationship, and it was messy and it was painful. And if you could spare yourself some of that, one, by growing yourself emotionally, and two, looking for someone who's doing the same, you're going to be set up for success so much more.
Yeah, totally. And like there's emotional health isn't, you know, no one's ever fully there. I'm not fully there. She's not fully there.
What do you mean?
But like someone who has that as a value is going to be an infinitely better spouse, friend,
father or mother.
Yeah, they're just gonna know how to life better, how to human better, you know? And when you're picking a spouse, you want the most amount of things working for you guys as possible. And because like, obviously there's so many things that like the enemy or just life, practical life stuff is going to try to wedge itself between you guys. And so like the more things you have like sticking yourselves together, it's going to help. This is something as simple like just the tools to do conflict well, which we actually have a podcast on that. It helps in just also not over relying on someone or understanding your attachment styles and understanding your love languages and enneagrams. All right, and the last one that I have for you that will make being single much easier is it's very practical, but this issue has come up lots of times for me and for her. And it's specifically about like who you're choosing to date. Like if you can avoid it by any means necessary, please do not date people within the same like friend group, social group. And like I know it's hard because sometimes churches are small and the pools aren't that big. But like it always causes massive pain. Like
it's messy.
It's really messy. Like I've been on both sides of it. I've had girls date me first and then date my friend, and it's like that's complicated. But then I've also like dated two girls that were friends and then massive issues. I'm pretty sure I single-handedly canceled a whole woman's ministry for like a year because of that. Again, super messy. If you can avoid it, by all means necessary. Just like, you know, if you know you're gonna be interested in the friend, just take the hot one first. It's fine. Just
And then stop there.
and then stop there, and then like, yeah, get in another pool.
Get in the apps.
Yeah, for real. Get on Upward.
Hey, they're successful.
Yeah.
Not our cup of tea, but
Yeah, like every couple's met online nowadays. Hinge,
Honestly,
Upward.
yeah.
Not Tinder, probably.
But yeah, it's at the end of the day, you're gonna save yourself heartache and just
And other people
awkwardness.
awkward. Yeah,
Literally
yes,
just
awkwardness,
awkwardness.
yeah.
You at church, you want to go there and you want to feel safe and you want to feel like it's a place of rest and community. Don't cause yourself problems.
Yeah. Yeah, because it also like ruins friendships.
Yeah.
Just because it just gets so complicated. Yeah, so if you can avoid doing that by any means necessary, please don't do that. It will make everybody's life easier. I promise you there are other people out there for you. But yes, anyways, if anything stuck out to you, let us know. We'd love to hear it. And if you want to hear more about our story, about how we figured out how we were ready to even start dating in the first place, check that video out. Check that one out. Yeah, come over here because I always cover your face. So up here. Yeah. All right. See you in that video and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.